Hey, Arcturus here. Today, we're looking at the Skaven side of the Skaventide box. These are all new Skaven sculpts for the launch of Age of Sigmar 4th edition. The Skaven side of this box comes with a Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast, 3 Rat Ogres, a Grey Seer, a Warlock Engineer, a Rattling Warp Blaster, and Clan Rats, and 3 Warplock Jezzails. All new sculpts. I didn't think the old Clan Rat sculpts were that bad. And I was worried with these new ones they would be more pieces to put together, but most of the clan rats in the set are 2 pieces, very easy to put together. They are a push-fit set, but quite easy to put together. We won't look at every single one of the clan rats, as there are 40 of them. But we will look at the 2 with banners, the 2 musicians, and 2 different sort of leader sculpts, and 1 or 2 of the others. But we will look at all the other Skaven. So we'll start off with the Claw Lord on Gnaw Beast. And so here we go. He gets some nice tactical terrain there. He has a large spear in one hand and a multi-barreled handgun there in the other. And then you have his Gnaw Beast, which is some sort of mutated rat mount that he has. And some spikes there on the back. I do like the look of these new Skaven. They look great, and I'm very glad that, especially with the new announcements recently, that we will be getting several things that used to be in pewter or in resin as plastic. So here we have the Warlock Engineer, new one. So he's got his periscope there, telescope, and a rifle, and then some stuff on the back there. Very Clan Skyer themed, but not... You could easily fit this in with any of the other clans. Wouldn't look out of place there. Although with the rats, I've always found that the Clan Skyer... Any of the clans fit really well together. So here we have 1 Warplock Jezzail. I believe this one is the leader... No, it's not. That's the double-barreled one. So just small models, kind of long on the base. You get the, I believe it's a Pavison type shield. Kind of helps line up the gun there. And then some nice detail. These used to be a resin model, I believe. Then we have 1 more. And this is, these look great. We get new weapon teams. They announced very recently. So this one's the leader, I think, because he's got the double-barreled. New weapon teams are incoming. Rattling guns, warp fire throwers, and then a new style. I do wish they had brought back the mortars. I'm not really sure what the difference will be with that new that new weapon type. And so here we have some rat ogres. This one outfitted for melee. Nice action pose there. Running forward. But, it is nice that they are that the new weapon teams will be in plastic, along with several other things. New Storm Vermin, some new heroes, new Molder Master, and Molder Abomination, which looks great. And then, of course, you have Vizek Scour and a new Claw Lord on foot, both of which look really good. Named Claw Lord, I should say. Another one outfitted for melee. Slightly different configuration than the other. And then the one with the arm cannon. I think it's supposed to be a flamethrower. And some nice detail there on the back. I'm definitely looking forward to some of those new Skaven. I will be picking those up. I've always liked the Skaven. From when I used to read about them in the old White Dwarf magazines. And then definitely really loved them ever since Total War Warhammer 2 with Ikit Claw. So this one went together pretty well. I did have some difficulty with this model in getting some stuff to align. I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but the tail here didn't align correctly. I may go in and just cut that off entirely. And you can see that there's a slight gap there. I did have some slight gaps on the rat ogres as well, now that I think about it. But generally, the push-fit stuff went together pretty well. I do like this model. I was worried that this would replace the rattling guns, because it's basically a gigantic rattling gun, but it does not, which is nice. I was hoping we'd get a few other configurations for this. It does look like we are getting new warp grinders, which look very nice. I'm kind of surprised they aren't built off the same chassis as this, and with just different weapon options as like an upgrade sprue. But not sure. And while I would have liked to have mortars return, I kind of understand that Skaven are fairly artillery heavy, so we'll look at a small section of these clan rats. So I do understand that we probably won't get mortars again, especially with the way Age of Sigmar is. There's not as much emphasis on artillery. It's much more of a melee focused. Musician here with drum, shield, and weapon there on the back. So it is understandable that we don't get those, but then another rat with banner and little rats there on the base. And I think we did lose some models from the army, but considering how many of the old Skaven models were still in resin or pewter, I'm not really going to complain that they're no longer something you need to pick up for them. We did get new Clan Skyer Acolytes, which is nice. And this one is using the Eshin head. There were a couple different options. You had a Verminous head, Clan Verminous, and a Clan Eshin and Pestilence for this particular model. And then this other slightly different variation had a Clan Skyer head, and I believe there were one or two other options. I think this one's cool. I've always liked the kind of World War I gas mask style for the rats there. I think that looks pretty cool and very fitting for Clan Skyer, where they, generate lots of, weapons and poison and that sort of thing. Very cool. So as you can see, there are still plenty of other clan rats in this kit. The one downside to them being push fit is, of course, that you will have a lot of same sculpts, a lot of same posed minis, but out of each set of 20, you don't have repeated sculpts, so it's not too terrible. It will probably be noticeable if you run huge blocks of clan rats, but you can still always paint them up. They're clan rats, so if you don't paint them up as completely in uniforms, but instead paint them as if, just ragtag, scavenged materials, you have a huge motley array of colors, they should work pretty well, I think. It might still be noticeable, but they are the basic troop, so I'm not as concerned with that. That's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time with another video.